Good afternoon. This is Assemblywoman Kadi Petrie-Norris. I am really pleased that you're able to join us today. As we all know, tax season is fast approaching, and today we are going to be answering your questions about taxes and specifically California's Earned Income Tax Credit, the CalEITC, which can put hundreds or even thousands of extra dollars in your pocket. And I'm really pleased to be joined today by Maria Mojica from the Orange County United Way. Maria is joining us to answer some of your questions and explain more about CalEITC. Maria, thank you so much for being here.
It is my pleasure. United Way and our free tax prep program loves partnering with you in your office. So thank you for having us.
And Maria, before we jump in, can you tell us just a little bit more about what you do and your role with the Orange County United Way?
Certainly. So I'm a program manager for the OC Free Tax Prep program, which is offering free tax preparation services to the low and moderate income community here in Orange County. My role is marketing, communications, staffing, and overseeing the CalEITC grant, which we'll talk a little bit more about what the California Earned Income Tax Credit is. And then my colleague, Omid Mazagian, handles the tax side of things, whether it's in person or virtually, as well as recruiting all the volunteers that we need to do tax preparation. So it's a little bit about me and my partner who is not here on the call.
And I know every single year, the OC Free Tax Program serves so many of our constituents. So I guess first, can you tell us just a little bit more about the OC Free Tax Program itself?
Absolutely. So we branded OC Free Tax Prep, the program, a couple years ago. But really, we are a coalition that oversees multiple tax sites and works with multiple partners who offer free tax preparation throughout Orange County. It is originally the VITA program. VITA is the Volunteer Income Tax Assistance Program that was created by the IRS over 50 years ago because there was a need to help the low income taxpayers to get free tax preparation as well as access to tax credits along the way. So we have been running a coalition now for 8 years, even though we've been involved in tax preparation since 2005. And every year we grow, we develop, and create even more capacity to help more and more people throughout Orange County.
And so Maria, this is not the first time that we have worked together. We worked together on our tax event on the eBus in Costa Mesa during the 2019 tax season, and also worked together virtually during the 2020 tax season. I understand the eBus is not back yet. So there will be some in-person tax prep events that are going to take the place of that eBus. Can you talk about those?
Absolutely, absolutely. So yes, we were really fortunate a couple of years ago and for a couple of years that the state of California's the Franchise Tax Board was providing a fully loaded mobile unit with Wi-Fi and printers and computers so that we could take the bus to communities and do taxes. But obviously, due to the circumstances of the last couple of years, none of us were allowed to meet in person for safety reasons. However, we have continued to provide tax prep services. And this year, similar to last year, we have in-person, however, it's drop off. There are over 25 locations that if you visit, and I'll repeat it many times, ocfreetaxprep.com/locations to find an in-person location for you. And basically what you would do is find which location would be close to your home or that you would prefer. You would call to make an appointment. Someone will be talking with you to make sure that you're eligible for that service, and make an appointment and let you know more of what you need to do. Now, most of the sites are still doing what we call drop off. Some of them will ask you to remain in your car and you bring copies of your tax documents needed. And but IRS certified volunteers may be indoors somewhere doing those taxes nearby. Or you may be asked to park your car, walk up to a table that is outdoors while delivering your tax documents. And again, IRS certified volunteers are inside a building doing your taxes. It's not just that. So that's part of our new safety measures and continuing measures. But we also provide virtual tax preparation. So if you're comfortable on a computer and you know how to upload or download documents, again, on the other end of this platform, there will be live VITA volunteers doing your taxes. And we also offer, if you're comfortable just doing it yourself, a free program through United Way Worldwide, but it's called myfreetaxes.com. And so there's still 3 options.
Okay.
Able to see somebody, do it online, do it yourself. So we continue to provide as many options as possible for people.
That's great. So, and I think the message we really want our constituents to take away is that there are resources available and there's support available. And as you said, you can either do it yourself, you can do it online, or you can get help doing your taxes this year. And Maria, tell us about the CalEITC and what is new this year.
Certainly. So the CalEITC in its full name is the California Earned Income Tax Credit, that we like to shorten to CalEITC. The California legislature brought it into fruition in 2015. It is meant to supplement a federal tax credit called the federal EITC, or Earned Income Tax Credit. What would be new this year is mostly just that what you can get back, how much money you could get back has extended a bit. But some of the bigger changes that happened last year, but it's great to be able to repeat it because not everyone would know this, that well, I would say over the years, what has started to shift, and which is really helpful, is that you can be as young as 18 years old and going well into being a senior to be a part of eligibility. It is for people who make under $30,000 a year, particularly for the CalEITC. And over time too, what was added was the young child tax credit. So if you have a child under 6, there's the potential to receive up to $1,000 for that child. But what was really helpful that the legislature brought into fruition is that ITIN holders are also eligible. ITIN holders have an individual tax identification number. They are legally working in the US and paying taxes. And this credit supports them and allows them to have access to extra tax credits, which ultimately the CalEITC in combination with the federal earned income tax credit is helping to lift people out of poverty. And it is for those who need it the most, who are working. Maybe they work 1 job, maybe they work 3 jobs, but it is a way to help lift them out of poverty. They, in combination, if they make less than 30,000, they are eligible for the CalEITC potentially. There's some pieces they'd have to clarify. But if they make under 58,000, they're also eligible for the federal earned income tax credit. Combining those could be hundreds to thousands of dollars.
And just so again, so folks that are watching at home understand who is eligible. It's for the CalEITC, California's earned income tax credit. It's anyone earning under $30,000 a year. And for the federal program, it's anyone earning under $50,000 a year. $58,000 a year,
Yes.
Which is a lot of Californians who are eligible. And anyone, as you highlighted, anyone who is 18 years old is eligible to receive support from the CalEITC.
Absolutely.
And so for folks watching at home, how can I claim the CalEITC?
You need to file your taxes. That is the only way to be eligible. Well, as part of the eligibility, and the only way to receive it. So the ones who would be the most eligible sometimes are the ones who don't have a filing requirement. If you made under $12,000 last year, you are not required to file taxes, but it is highly encouraged that you do, because you are likely to be eligible to receive this cashback tax credit, again, in hundreds to potentially thousands of dollars. So filing your taxes is very important. And in turn, Orange County United Way providing free tax preparation services, you are also saving money by not having to go to a paid preparer or having the confidence, and you can have the confidence that somebody is doing your taxes for you.
And again, the best place to get connected with free tax prep and ITIN assistance in Orange County is ocfreetaxprep.com. And I know we'll drop that. We will drop that into the comments, so folks have that that address. But that really is that, Maria, the best place for folks to start?
It is the perfect place to start, because anything that you might be looking for, or a tax site you might be looking for, an ITIN renewal center you might be looking for, can all be found on that website, which when you first come to it is in English, but there is also a Spanish version. You just have to click the upper right-hand corner and pick Spanish in order to get that information as well.
And one other question, Maria, I know that we continue to get, it was a question that we had last year as well, was related to the American Rescue Plan, the federal stimulus bill, and also California's economic stimulus programs, where we have sent checks to Californians. People are confused about how these stimulus payments impact their taxes. What do taxpayers need to know about those stimulus payments and those stimulus checks that they may have received from either the federal or the state government?
Well, the good news is that that money is not taxable and is not part of your salary or the money you made in the previous year. If you received it, you should receive a letter from the IRS telling you that you received it and how much. That's an important letter if you haven't gone to do your taxes yet, and see if you have that in your mail and make it a part of your tax documents. But the good news is it was a stimulus payment. No taxes need to be made. It's not being added to the total amount of money that you made last year. It is just that, a stimulus payment to help cover whatever costs were needed last year during a trial that we were all experiencing.
And then similarly, what do parents who received the federal advanced child tax credit in 2021, what do they need to know? How is that child tax credit going to be treated?
Sir, yes. So last year, parents had the opportunity to opt into receiving what was called the advanced child tax credit. Normally, during tax time, the parents are eligible based on how many children they have to receive a tax credit for that child, which usually was only only when you filed your taxes. But in order to support families and children and lift people who are in poverty out of poverty, they received advanced payments, half of the advanced payments. What is important is that if you did receive those, the IRS is also sending a letter to let you know how much money that you did receive. You want to be sure that you have that letter, or that you know whether or not you received that money, because it will need to be balanced out during tax time so that you either receive the rest of it or all of it. Because if you didn't receive it, you want to be able this year to receive the full payment And if you received part of it, you don't want to take more than what was meant for you, because the IRS will find out and come back. But most people just want to know that you did receive it or didn't receive it, have that letter, or have at least awareness. So when your tax preparer is filling out that part of it, they have that information.
And Maria, is there anything else that that taxpayers need to know and that you'd like our constituents to know?
Absolutely. Well, if you haven't heard, April 18th is the tax deadline. That is a Monday. So if you're one of those last minute people and you're scrambling, you have the weekend before, but I highly recommend that you do it as soon as possible, so that you don't have that added stress. I highly recommend, if you're interested in free tax preparation and you want to know if you're eligible, please visit ocfreetaxprep.com. And even the IRS has great resources, irs.gov, the Franchise Tax Board does, but our website, ocfreetaxprep.com, really just tries to simplify it for you and make sure that you get the support that you need, especially to find out if you're eligible, which for our program, the minimum for eligibility is making under $60,000. However, there's more questions to ask, but that is at least at a minimum. If you're wondering right now, would I even be potentially eligible for it?
Well, Maria, I just want to say a big thank you for joining us today and answering some of our questions. You've given us a ton of information, and our goal is always just to make sure that our constituents are aware of the resources and the supports that are available to them, particularly at tax time. And as Maria said, the best place to start is ocfreetaxprep.com. And I also want to let folks at home know we're excited to be hosting a drive-through tax event with the Orange County United Way. March 19th, that's Saturday, March 19th at Irvine Valley College from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. We'll have folks there available to assist you and ensure that you're able to get your taxes filed before that deadline. So with that, thanks everyone for joining us. We will see you next time. And thank you again, Maria. Thanks for being here. And thanks for everything that you do for Orange County residents.
My pleasure, and thank you.
All right. Take care, everybody. Be healthy and stay safe.